Hey, what's going on, man? I got another Latinx hip hop interview, and here I am with DFD Baby Lee. What's going on, man?
What's going on, brother? Appreciate you having me.
No, for sure, for sure. This was something that we've been meaning to do for a good minute now. Uh, Shit, man. If you could just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Um, shit. Been rapping for about 2.5 years. I want to say since I dropped like officially rapping, and I mean, yeah, just trying to do the music thing. You know what I'm saying? With my own little twist on that shit. Pretty much.
Damn, 2.5 years. That's it.
That's it. I used to write back in the day, but I never really dove into it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I didn't dive into it all the way. But about 2.5 years ago, yeah, we started. I went to the studio, like a real deal studio.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? One of my little homeboys kept bugging. We hit that bitch, and I told him, I said, well, let's see how the song comes out. You know what I'm saying? I said, if the song does all right, or I feel like I got feedback on it, like good feedback, I said, shit, we'll keep it rolling. And I mean, shit, so far, everybody been kind of fucking with it from what I see.
Yeah. So that was in 2021.
About 2021, late 2020, I want to say. What was the first fucking song? OP. Whenever OP dropped, that's the first song I did. OP was the first song I recorded, like the very first one. Everything after OP has been shit. Yeah, whatever. So since OP dropped, that's when I've been dropping whatever I've been dropping.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm just shocked. So, before we get to talking a little bit about you and getting to know you a little more, like I was telling you earlier off camera, when I don't know if I found you or you found me or how it went, but I know when I first saw you, I looked at your profiles. I was expecting that main hold up Houston H-Town, this the same stuff you heard back in 05, 08
Yeah.
type of deal, and that's what I thought. And so, when I heard some of your music, I was really blown away. I was like, this guy cannot be from Houston. There's no way. I did not believe it. And see, I was starting to think you were with the East Side boys, AB and Chop, because you kind of were, kind of with their style. The way they were rapping is kind of like you were rapping.
Yeah.
And because I mean, you guys are up there lyrically. You guys are like up there to me. And so I was starting to think you were from the East Side too, but man, I was surprised. And man, how did you get your style, the way that you rap?
I think, man, when I was younger, I used to listen to all kinds of shit. Like, I used to listen to all kinds of fucking rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't stick to... I was raised on the Houston shit. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was raised on the ESG, the Point Blank, all the DJ Screw, Swisher House, all that shit. You get what I'm saying? But I think maybe when I hit high school, that's when, like, I used to go to this... I was barely telling Mike Garza. Shout out to Mike Garza. I was telling him last week, there used to be this fucking website called Audio. I think it was like Audio Hip Hop. I don't know. It was like some shit on the internet.
Yeah.
And somehow I found my way to it. And damn near every day they would upload new shit, just new songs. You know what I'm saying? But it was more songs like a lot of East Coast shit. You know what I'm saying? West Coast shit, like shit from everywhere.
Yeah.
And every day when I'd come home from school, I'd jump on that bitch. You get what I'm saying? And I'd play that motherfucker, and I'd be like, man, let me see who I hear. And shit, I just gravitated more towards, like, it's like I was telling you earlier, shit. My style is like, a lot of the songs that I've come out with, I'm not even fans of this shit, because that's not... I do it more like try to fit a style, like with a producer or another artist. My shit is more like, I love street rap. I was raised on that street shit, on that gutter shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I grew up listening to. And every time I would hear something like from all kinds of artists, Tragedy, Gaddafi, Cormega, like shit to me that if you go around the country, anybody that really fucks with hip hop, they gonna fuck with it. They gonna be like, hell yeah, I fuck with that. Yeah. But out here, it might not be the norm. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I was telling you earlier. I had homeboys that I'd be jamming that shit, and they'd be like, man, nigga, this shit is trash. Take this shit off, you know?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, bitch, you ride with me. I said, bitch, if you ride with me, whatever's in the deck, that's what I'm listening to. You feel me? So, but then after a while, I'd be like, all right, let's listen to... And I fucked with it too. I fucked with all the local shit, you know what I'm saying? But when I'd be by myself, you know what I'm saying, just riding in the car, shit, I'd be listening to all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And my little brother, shout out to my little brother, he knows too. He'd be listening to that shit and he'd be like, man, fool. He'd be like, these motherfuckers rapping their ass off. And I'd be like, yeah. I said, this is more the type of music that you listen to either with headphones or just in the car by yourself. You know what I'm saying? I said, you ain't gonna play that shit to get whatever the fuck. And I mean, I think over time, but don't get me wrong, I listen to all kinds of shit. Like shit out of Memphis, shit out of fucking everywhere, Florida. I listen to all kinds of shit. But that's just the shit that stuck with me. I always gravitated more towards like that rap shit. You know what I'm saying? That syllable rap. I call it syllable rap. I call it compound rap. You feel me? And to me, the ones that I think, that I consider personally that are cold with it, they're all syllable rappers. You know what I'm saying? They're all compound rappers. If you listen to them, you know what I'm saying? It's hard enough to, like I said, to rhyme one word. But shit, if you pack them on top of each other, the ones that are fucking cold, shit. And shout out to South Park Mexican, one of the coldest, and I think people like subconsciously they don't think about the shit. But if you go back and listen to South Park Mexican, like that motherfucker's pen game was hard.
Oh nah,
his shit was hard. He was witty and all that, but you know what I'm saying. But his pen game was hard because of his compound raps. You know what I'm saying? When I would hear them shits, I'd be like, yeah, he talking that shit. He talking selling dope, shit we doing in the neighborhood, but he packing them shits off. He's packing them up right. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to me, I think that's where my style comes from. If you listen to my shit, if you go back to listen to any of them, they're compound raps, dog. They're not regular. They're not, and I don't want to say to sound fucking any kind of way, but they're not like regular raps, dog. They're like compound raps, and I consciously do that. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, fuck that. I'm gonna pack all these shits on top of each other. So for the person that used to be like I was, that's really listening to for the shit, that's checking for the shit, they gonna go back and be like, hell yeah, he packed them hoes on top of each other. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's my core. That's who I'm trying to reach. You know what I'm saying? All that other bullshit, they fuck it. They could keep it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I'm going after. That's my lane, and that's what I'm gonna try to crash. You get what I'm saying?
Man, I fucking love it. I just, the way you just broke that down and explained it, I love it. But you know, there was a little off subject, but I was listening to the No Invite podcast. You did your interview.
Yeah, shout out Flock, man. My boy Flock Jeezy. Hell yeah.
Yeah. You said something about Jay-Z. I think that was somebody that influenced you. And I think when that you said that, it clicked to me. I was like, if I could compare you to anything, maybe like a young Jay-Z.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's what I would compare you to. If you know, for like a casual listener, the ones that really don't dive deep into this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I do kind of hate comparing people, but I have to sell you guys in a way because you know, people are so hard-headed. They think everything is trash almost, and you know, just to kind of sell it, you know, you got to kind of compare it to something. So, but that's what I would say, like a young Jay-Z is what I hear coming.
I appreciate it, and I mean, I wouldn't even have the how you say, like, I wouldn't even do no like me personally. Like when people, like, if you were to ask me who would you compare yourself to, I wouldn't compare myself to anybody. You feel me? But I did grow up listening to a lot of Jay, there's a lot of shit I grew up listening to, but at the same time I grew up listening to, you know, like Street Military, fucking the local shit, Scarface, you know what I'm saying, your Outkast. So I don't think it's just, but to me, I think it's like, when it comes to an artist, I think you gotta fuck around and sell yourself of how you really are. You get what I'm saying? Like, I can't come out and rap a certain thing, or I can't even feel certain rap if I didn't go through it. You get what I'm saying? So when I try to come out with my raps, I try to make them relatable, not to everybody. You know what I'm saying? The people that blow up major, they make their shit as relatable as can be. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty vague. Like, I write my raps based off shit that I've been through. You get what I'm saying? Shit that me and my little homeboys went through. So I make it as relatable as I can, but still try to keep it fly. You get what I'm saying? But like we were talking earlier, try as hard not to make that shit outdated. You get what I'm saying? I try my best. Even though some people will say, like, nigga, that style's played out, but it could be 5 motherfuckers sounding the same, and they could be good at it. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard motherfuckers online, and I'd be like, hey, he got a flow, he got a nice flow, but I can name you another 5 motherfuckers that sound just like him. You get what I'm saying? And that's cool too. Get your bread. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do, but that's not what I'm aiming for. You get what I'm saying? I ain't aiming for that shit at all. I don't want none of that. I want if you think of, say, like, I want to be able to go somewhere else outside the city. I would love for the city to fucking be like, hey, I'm fucking with that. But if they don't, they didn't. But I would love to know that I'm going somewhere else and be like, hey, you know what? And hey, come out here, dog. Shit, we'll appreciate that shit over here. And I'll be like, shit, come on, we're fucking with it.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying?
Now, I already know because there's actually I know I think you got the invite. I know you mentioned it. You said you got invited to LA. I know those guys from 86 Inca. They really
Shout out to
appreciate
86
that.
Inca. Hell yeah.
They really appreciate that, and I like that. I hopefully I don't, was it lighter fluid you got invited
It's
to?
lighter fluid 6, I think.
Yeah, man, something like that. I wish we had here in the city of Houston, and people really would appreciate something like that.
And it can happen, right? Between me and you, it can happen because no bullshit. I still got the fucking ticket stub. When I first started fucking with my girl, Jay Electronica. I don't know if you heard of Jay Electronica.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
with Jay Electronica, I had found him on the fucking internet, and I was like, man, that motherfucker. I heard Exhibit. I think it was Exhibit A. I think that's the song. I heard that bitch on my homeboy's. He had like the Sirius radio, and when I heard it, hey dog, that shit blew me the fuck away. Cause we were riding in the whip, and I was blowed, and I was like, when that shit came out, I was like, man, hold on, this nigga eating. I said, he's eating that bitch, the beat, everything. I think it was just Blaze beat. I want to say it was, I don't know whose beat it was, but he was eating that shit, and I was just like, fuck. And I shit you not, dog. I didn't catch the name of the song. I didn't catch the artist. And I just started diving till I found that bitch. And I'm like, oof. And then I went down the rabbit hole even deeper. I was like, let me check all this shit out. You know what I'm saying? And once I did, I still remember he had a show. He was opening up for Mos Def at the House of Blues. And that's when I first started fucking with my girl. And I told her, I said, man, come on, we finna go see a rap show. She don't even fuck with rap. To this day, she don't fuck with rap. I think that's why she don't know how cold I am. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because she probably think she said, I ain't gonna let you embarrass yourself. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't really think you know what I'm saying? Which is cool too. But I told her, come on, we finna go watch the show. And no bullshit, I didn't even stay for Mos Def. I saw Jay Electronica because that's what I was fucking with at the time. And when he came out, I was just zoned the fuck out. I said, man, he fucking eating. But the House of Blues was fucking packed, boy. And I said, damn, that right there made me see. I said, dawg, there's an audience in Houston. Houston like a big ass melting pot. You feel me? You got fans for fucking whatever. And it's such a populated city that there gotta be motherfuckers out here that fuck with real rap. Not real rap, because I mean, niggas out there doing shit that, you know, they consider real rap. But I'm saying, like, to me, what I consider real rap, I'm like, man, there's an audience for this shit. You know what I'm saying? And that shit opened my eyes for it. And I was like, yeah, you could do it. You could do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to find the right audience, and you got to find your own niche. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I come out and I come out with songs, I try my best not to fucking, I try my best not to sound like shit. I've even turned down shit that I'd be like, man, I don't want to rap on that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not my style. Like, I know what I'm good at, and fuck it, I'm gonna force feed these niggas what I'm good at till they fucking catch on to it, pretty much.
Gotcha. Now, yeah, I know there's definitely an audience, and I know it's just, I guess it's kind of hard to find. You know, 86 Inca, Lighter Fluid, they're all good examples when you find
Underground hip hop blog out there.
All of them, yeah.
They invited me for a mic session like a year and a half ago. Where he invited me out. The dude that runs the blog, you know, we kind of started fucking with each other. I met him through one of my other little homeboys, and they're both Marines. And we started talking, and man, I had like an hour-long conversation with him. Yeah. And in my head, I was tripping out because I'm like, man, he's from Los Angeles, I'm like, and the very first thing he said the same shit. He's like, man, I wouldn't expect you to sound, I thought, they try to put you in a box, which is cool. You're just cool. I'm a Texas boy to the end of me. You get what I'm saying? I got it tatted on me. I got, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I tell people all the time too. I'm like, all the shit, all that. Like you say, coming down, I just, man, I done roll swangers. I done fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had a slab. I had, like, what's in the culture is in me. You feel me? Straight up. Willie D came to talk to us in middle school. Feel me? Like, that's what I was raised on, that ghetto boy shit, that city shit. But, like, I feel like there's something else out there. You get what I'm saying? I feel like I could represent it right. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm from the city, and because I got so much pride for the city, and because I got so much pride for what we come from. But at the same time, I feel like, no bullshit, I feel like I could bang with whoever. Yeah. No bullshit. If you bring me with somebody, I'll be like, I'm going to bang his ass out. You get what I'm saying? I just need to get in them rooms. I'll be like, if you get me in them rooms, I'm trying to bang your ass out. And when it's all said and done, I'll probably say we from the H. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Houston, dog. I was born, and I didn't have to compromise, and I'm not faking the funk because I'm still repping for my people.
Yeah.
I'm repping for the people in my section, in my city. I'm just coming different with it, pretty much. You know, that's how it goes. That's how it goes, man. I mean, and it's like shout out to Chop, shout out to No Sleeps. Like that's last show we had AB. Everybody that was involved in it is like I kept preaching the whole night. I kept telling everybody, I was like, hey, self-sufficiency, dog. That's what I said. Ain't nobody gonna come and fuck around. We can't sit back and complain about the music that's coming out because it's like anything. And in the court of public opinion, dog, you ain't never gonna win. You could have a young Mexican that's doing this thing. Motherfuckers gonna hate. You know what I'm saying? I don't even care about the music. I don't even listen. I ain't gotta listen to the music. If I see a young Mexican doing this thing, I'll be like, shit, he doing it. Let him get his money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know what it comes with though. It comes with the bullshit. It comes with, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna keep another Mexican happy. And right now, it's like the eyes are on the, you know, we got a little bit of motion, but it's always gonna be somebody that wants to be that one, you know? And it's cool too. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what everybody strives for. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as the black artists in hip hop shit, they want the same thing. They want to be the one. You know what I'm saying? They want to be the one. So ain't no different with us. We want to be the one, except us. We just now getting a little bit of shine, so it's a little bit different to be like. That's why when I get like certain things like invites from California or invites from Los Angeles, I tell my wife, I'm like, man, fuck that. I gotta get up. I want to get up out the city. To me, I'm like, it's a blessing to, you know, I said, we do shows locally. I said, but until it grows here, I said, and sometimes it takes you going somewhere else and bringing the light from somewhere else to be like, hey, now y'all see what's happening. If other people fuck with it, and sometimes that's how it is. Hey, they see somebody else fucking with it, they want to fuck with it, which is cool. Shit, it's cool. Not everybody got to catch on at the same time. As long as they catch on, you know. I said, so it ain't got to get caught on right here, right away. Like, oh, they popped off from wherever the fuck they from. Hey, go pop off somewhere else and bring that shit back to the crib, you know, and be like, hey, it is what it is. And it's still all love, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody that was raised in the city is going to be like, shit, that's one of us up there. You know what I'm saying? Just showing it in a different light, you know? And I mean, that's how I treat it. That's how I'm trying to treat this shit right here. Being like, hey, be true to yourself, be your own artist. But at the same time, hey, shit, we always going to come back and rep for, hey, we homegrown here. We came from here and we spread the fuck out wherever the fuck we went, you know? Yeah. So shit, it is what it is. We'll try to go as far as, motherfucker, invite me to Wyoming, motherfucker. I'll go out there. You know what I'm saying? Pay for my fucking ticket, ho, and I'll fucking be out there. Shit. Straight up.
No, hell yeah. Well, shoot, I hope you get a chance to make it out there, man. Because I know they'll really appreciate you out there. Man, how did you link up with Chop and all them?
I think I said this already a couple times, but Chop, I posted Bolo, one of my songs, Bolo. I shot. That's the first video I shot. I posted that shit on the Food community, and Chop reached out to me, and he was like, hey, you know, I think I had like a little figure 4 line. He's in the wrestling. I'm in the wrestling too. So he was like, hey, man, figure 4, but we got to talking, and he's like, man, I told him I'm from Houston. And he's like, man, you from my city? And I said, that's what's up, you know. And I right away, when I interact with somebody, I go check out their page, way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what you're talking about, you know, whatever. And I saw Chop was on his own shit. He was on his own time, you know, and I'm like, okay. I said, you got somebody that's going against the grain. You feel me? I said, it might be the road less traveled. I said, but shit, he taking it on his own. You know what I'm saying? I said, shit, that nigga on the HOV lane, everybody, you know what I'm saying, on the fucking. So I told him, I said, shit, nigga, take it. I said, because that's what I'm trying to do with my shit. So I started digging into it, and so we started fucking with each other, and I said, okay, let me see who he fucks with. And then I think he, I don't know how we kept in touch, you know, and then he was like, I think he invited me, he asked me to be on that Rock'em Sockers, on the Lemon Tape, and I was like, yeah, for sure. I said, man, come on. And at that time, I was like, well, I want to say, that wasn't my first feature, but it was one of my first features. And it's like I told you, I said, I'm going to go in there with the mentality. I was like, okay, he has his audience. I said, and I always feel like if you're going to collab with another artist, no matter big or small, I said, you want whoever's going to listen to whatever the project is for him, you want them to be like, all right, let me see who this is, you know? Yeah. So I went in there with the mentality, and when I went into the studio, I went to Nico's. I think Vega was there and AB was there. You know what I'm saying? And I went with one of my little homeboys. I told him, you know, let's roll up here. I said, first time I ever had any kind of interaction with any kind of rapper. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, and when I got there, it was all love. You know how it is when you meet somebody for the first time. They kind of like, hey, whatever. But I was like, Me, I'm the type of person that's like, shit, we get straight to it. We get to the business, you know, I'll be like, what's up? Boo, boo, boo. You know, I came in here, you know, funny bunny shit. So right when we got to talking, you know, Vega was the one that told me, he's like, how much you charge for a feature, this and that. And I told him, I said, between me and you, I said, I ain't there yet, way. I said, I know I ain't, you know.
Yeah.
I said, even though anybody who's doing this rap shit is like me and you say, nigga, you got arguments with your baby mama, you got, you know, oh, you ain't at the house, you fucking off. They probably think you out there fucking with some hoes. They think whatever the fuck they thinking. You got to deal with all that shit before you finally make it out the door, and then you gotta still show up and show out. You know what I'm saying? And then whatever. So in that sense, yeah, dog, you treat it like a job. But I told him, I said, man, you reaching out to me lets me know that, hey, if off the muscle you fucking with my music just cause, shit, the feature's yours. You know what I'm saying? And I told AB the same thing, and I told Vega. That's why I told him. To this day, I think, hey, you got this on camera, dog. Them the only 3 motherfuckers that I won't charge for a feature, way. I will never charge AB, Vega, or fucking Chop for a feature, way. Don't take advantage of me, but nah, I'm bullshit. But I won't charge them, way, because it's all love, and because, like I said, it's hard to get up in this game and meet genuine people. You know what I'm saying? So when they come and they fuck around and, you know, show you love, hey, I fuck with the music, hey, that's what I want. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying? I want admiration from my peers to be like, the ones who are trying to do it themselves, to be like, hey, that's hard, way, come, you know, everybody else shit, hey, I gotta treat it like a job, you feel me? Be like, man, if you want some, hey, shit, you gotta pay up, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm coming out the crib just alone and fucking with the fuck shit here at the house, you know what I'm saying? And then getting out the crib. So I mean, but that's how I met Chop, and ever since then, everybody I really met, Chop's always dragged me along. I told him, I said, I'm gonna ride your coattails till we get to the top, you know? And he tells me the same shit. He be like, I'm gonna be the one to say, hey, man, I discovered Baby Lee. You know what I'm saying? He be bullshit. Yeah. He tells me all the time, like, I discovered Baby Lee. I was doing, and I told him, I said, shit, it's all love. I said, if it's like that, because they fuck with the music too. You know, when we sit in them rooms in the studio, and we start talking shit, and be like, what you think about this, and who you top 5, and it's good to have those conversations, you know what I'm saying? Because you with like-minded people that fuck with what you fuck with, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just about like, oh, let's get out here and, you know, try to make some money off this rap shit. Nigga, fuck that. That monetary shit gonna come, way. It'll come if it's supposed to come to you, you know what I'm saying? Everything else, if it's really for the rap shit, nigga, let's rap. Let's rap and see where the fuck it goes, you know what I'm saying? See who wants to jump on board. And if they don't, they didn't. And if not, you should be doing this shit anyway because you like the shit, you know what I'm saying? Because you fuck with it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Just speaking about being in the room in the studio with these boys, you just recently got in the studio for the TDM Cypher. Anything you can tell us about that?
I hate that bitch. Nah. Nah, everybody ate on that whole. Shout out to David, man, from them damn Mexicans. I told him, man, he got the platform, man. He got everything. I told him, you know. And he from North Central, you know what I'm saying? I'm from First Ward. Shit, we neighbors. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of homeboys from North Central. So when we first started fucking with each other, you know, I told him, I said, shit, we from the same area. Same thing with Vega. He from West End. So I was like, and it's like I told you earlier, nigga, it's a difference between being raised in the hood and being raised in the ghetto. So me, I see them like, shit, yeah, you came up like I did. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way around it, you know? Yeah. So that makes me fuck with them even more because how they handle themselves. They don't handle themselves like, and I don't know how to say it without kind of sounding like shit. There's a lot of motherfuckers that get stuck, way. There's a lot of motherfuckers that get stuck in the hood, way. Like they get stuck in the ghetto way and they can't shake that shit, you know. So to see somebody that grew up in the same environment and kind of be like, oh, you trying to do something for yourself? Shit, I fuck with that all the way. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm trying to do something too. You know, like, so me and David been fucking with each other, and he hit me up and he was like, hey man, I think some people, it takes them a while. Like they could like your videos, they could like shit, but I feel like they don't do a dive. They're just like me too. I'm on the same type of shit too, because sometimes I just like the video and be like, but I won't listen to the project. I just be like, yeah. But I see what you're doing. I see what you're trying to accomplish. So I'll be like, yeah, I'll give you the heart. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what you're trying to do, but I won't take a dive into it. And I think that's what happened with David at first. He was just like, whatever. You know, like you one of them. Yeah, you fucking with Chasso off association or whoever the fuck I was fucking with that we took notice. But then he actually reached out to me and he's like, man, hold on, this shit hard. And I'm like, shit, it's been hard since the day I dropped it. I said, you just ain't heard the shit. Feel me? I said, it's the same shit since I laced the motherfucker. I said, but you came whenever you came, but hey, you came, dog. You got to the party before you got there late, but you at the motherfucker, you know? So he started reaching out and I told him, I said, check the rest of the shit out. I said, if you like one, I said, check the rest of the shit out. You know what I'm saying? And sure enough, ever since then, shit, we've been fucking with each other, you know. And he's solid, man. David's solid like a motherfucker. So he reached out to me and he's like, man, I want to do a cipher. And I told him, I said, shit, we in that bitch. I said, you ain't got to, you know what I'm saying? I said, ain't no, you know, I said, we got to talking. I said, you the coach, dog, call the play. We run that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I said, because it's what you want to do. Is your platform, is your label, your whatever, your logo. I said, call the play, dog. We run that bitch. I said, I'm on board. I said, I don't know about everybody else. I said, but you tell me. I said, shit, and we run with that bitch. Just alone off the muscle that I know what he's trying to do. And we've had those conversations off camera where he's like, hey, this shit'll test you, dog. This shit'll test you as far as like, you know, like I said, shit, family life, motherfuckers work, motherfuckers gotta, it's like you putting your bread, extra bread that you could be fucking off on whatever, but you spending that bitch on trying to get, you taking the chance that somebody might hear you and somebody might fuck with you. There's motherfuckers that dump way more money than me into this shit. And ain't nobody checking for them. And ain't nobody listening to them. But they do it because it's in their heart and they following it. So imagine that. We having the same conversation. So in that sense, that's why I can't never hate nobody doing this music shit. I'll never hate on a motherfucker doing this music shit. Will I listen to it? No. Do I have to fuck with it? No. But I still see what the fuck they're trying to do, which is the same shit I'm trying to do. But I say it, dog. Either you got it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? If you got the bitch, you got it. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be a certain thing. But if you got it, it's in you. That shit gonna ooze off you, dog. You know what I'm saying? People gonna want to come and fuck with you just off of shit like this. How they hear how you talk, how they hear how your mindset is. They gonna be like, man, fuck it, I gotta check him out. Let me go see what the fuck he talking that hot shit. Let me go see. And right there, they're gonna fuck with it or they're not. You know? So when it comes to shit like that, I told David, I'm like, man, you pushing. He pushing hard. I said, so we fuck around and locked in that bitch, and me, Slim hard too. Shit, I tell Slim all the time, I'm like, that shit hard way. Me, Slim, fucking well, Slim wasn't at the session, but me, Slim's on there, Mike Garza, AB, Chop, Spaceman, you know what I'm saying, Apollo, shit. Hey, we got busy. I ain't gonna lie, when we sat in there and we locked in, I was like, I want to hear what everybody got, you know? Yeah. And it's like anything, shit. If everybody thinks they getting busy in there, but then when you hear the song, you like, and I've been playing that shit lately, I'm like, hey, that shit hard. I'm like, you know? And these ciphers, you know how they go, shit. They dump motherfuckers on top of each other and be like, y'all just rap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And let's see what comes out. Like, shit, nigga, we shaking the dice and let's see if them hoes hit. But this shit right here, I feel like everybody ate. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ate.
You think anybody was missing out of that cipher? Or you think it was a good...
Nah. Ain't nobody was missing out that bitch. Whoever was supposed to be there was supposed to, you know what I'm saying? They was there. You know what I'm saying? Shit, ain't nobody missing, because they're supposed to be there, they'll be there. Yeah. And not just that, but you got to think of it like, there's certain, you got certain, to me, you got certain tiers of rappers in the city, right? So you got rappers that already got a name for themselves, and maybe them motherfuckers are just stagnant. That's it. That's all they're going to hit, but they got a name for themselves. And then you got motherfuckers who are trying to get heard. And then you, like I said, you got motherfuckers who dumping money into this shit, and they just can't get the fuck, their shit ain't taking off, you know? And then you got all kinds of tiers of rappers. So I feel like for this cypher, it's like a good mix. It's like everybody here is like, okay, y'all want to say, okay, like I hate using the word lyrical, but they want to say, okay, y'all want to be lyrical. Okay, let's see what kind of cipher y'all come with. Let's see what the fuck y'all do on this. And to be honest with you, that beat's a little bit something different that I'm not whatever. But I was like, I'm gonna try to eat that shit, you know. And I think everybody got busy, but I don't think anybody was left off.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think so. But shit. We'll see. We finna shoot the video to that motherfucker too.
Yeah. I've been told.
Yeah.
Coming soon. I'm ready for it. I know it's gonna be a big one. Besides the cipher, I know you off camera. You were telling me that you got a project coming out, and you haven't dropped anything since a whole year, man.
I ain't dropped a fucking thing.
What's up with that?
The features, dog, I told them the features kept me afloat last year, dog. Shout out to everybody who let me be a part of whatever the fuck they, you know what I'm saying, that reached out. And I was itching for that shit, too. I was like, man, because, okay, so my first project, I wanted to roll it out like a certain way, you know, but I think I got a shitload of songs that I record, and then when I listen to them on my headphones. I'm like, nah, I could have came better, But I'm getting off of that shit, and I'm like, well, I gotta release this shit eventually, because if not, people gonna be like, man, you are. And I don't even got shit to post. I can't be like, you know, it's like I said, you got motherfuckers that post all the time, and I be like, but to me, I'm more on some quality over quantity shit. I always will be. You know, I'll be like, man, that shit's garbage. That shit was garbage like the last 5 fucking songs that dropped. That shit's garbage too. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't check for the last 5, I ain't checking for this shit. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like I built my little base. You get what I'm saying? Because I do have people that message me and they're like, "Hey man, that shit hard." Or even when I drop snippets and they'll be like, "Man, that's a hard ass snippet." I'll be like, "Shit, nigga, my album finna be hard." Whatever I'm dropping, if you think that's hard, and now my project's done. It's like done. That's it. I ain't doing shit. I ain't recording nothing more for my project, and it's just rolling it out basically, which I should be doing here soon, you know. And I'm proud of this shit. When I listen to it, I'm like, I feel over time with practice, I could roll it out better, or, you know, certain shit could be tweaked a little bit more. But for now, when I hear it, I'm like, man, that shit's raw. I be like, it's raw rap, the raw type of shit that I want to introduce myself to people. If this is my introduction, I'd be like, yeah, if you fuck with certain songs, because I feel like the catalog I got so far is all over the place.
Yeah.
It's like certain songs are on some street shit, and then you got like to me, my favorite song, no bullshit, like out of all the ones I recorded, I feel like Invasion's hard because it's some real street shit. And I'm like, man, fuck. I'm be like, that's a real, if you really listen to the song, I'll be like, I'm trying to paint a picture to you, you know?
Yeah.
And I forgot who told me, I forgot where we were at or something. And he's like, he reached out to me. He's like, man, Invasion's my shit. And I'm like, okay. And I've heard people that reached out to me be like, man, Dogs in the Street is my shit. And they'll be like, hey, Young Chavez is my shit. There hasn't been not one song. I don't want to sound like that, but there hasn't been not one like song that I haven't dropped that somebody's told me like, man, that's my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, even like Mike Garza's like, man, DDP, I fuck with that DDP freestyle. And I'm like, damn, I'd be like, I wouldn't have thought, you know what I'm saying? I would have thought you might have like fuck with somebody. But that lets me know that there's something for everybody, you know?
Yeah.
But it's touching everybody differently. But I feel like when I drop this project, I feel like it's going to be hard. Even if 10 motherfuckers listen to it, I wouldn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm not big on the numbers. I really ain't, dog. My followers ain't none of that shit. But I know I got a core group of people. You get what I'm saying? That fuck with me straight up. They check for me and they're like, man, when you dropping up, and if I do drop a snippet about it, they hit me up right away. Man, this shit's gas. Way this shit fire. And I'm like, yeah, cause you checking for it. Way.
Yeah.
You feel me? So when the fucking project drops, I know it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same. It's gonna be like, all right, here you go, dog. Here's something to hold you over. A good 10, 11 songs, dog, that you could fucking eat that shit and digest that shit. Let that shit digest for a little bit while I start fucking with something else, you know, like while I get to my next project or whatever the fuck, you know. And I mean, shit, it's coming because it's there. I mean, the songs are there, they're recorded, they're done, and shit, them bitches ready. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like I ain't recorded music. It's just I haven't dropped shit. But at the same time, I kind of been looking at the climate of the game and being like, well, let me see what's hard. Let me see what's, you know, whatever. And there hasn't been anything to kind of make me be like, oh, man, I got to hurry up and drive because this shit to me, I'm like, man, it's the same old shit, dog. To me, I'm like, and shit, I hate to toot my horn, but I always think in my head, like, man, they ain't fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm like, man, they ain't fucking with me, dog. That shit ain't fucking with what the fuck I got in the tuck. You know, I'll be like, because once I drop this shit, I'll be like, I know it's going to be hard, and the people that are going to check for it is going to be hard. Some other motherfucker might be like, man, this shit whack. You know, he's talking that shit, but that shit ain't shit, you know? And that's cool, too, because I ain't checking for him. You know, he shouldn't be checking for me either. But the people that are checking for me should be like, they should leave satisfied, like, fuck yeah, that's hard, way. That's a hard-ass project. And I mean, shit, I think that's what's going to happen once I drop it. You know? Shit, they're going to listen to it, and they're going to be like, yeah, that's hard.
Shit, I'm ready for it. By any chance, do you have a date and a name for it?
The name is From the Cradle to the Table. You know what I'm saying? That's the name of. And then, man, I hate sounding like that, but and that shit sounds corny in a bitch. What's his name? I Am Heem. Heem from BSF Heem from Benny the Butcher name. He just dropped the project called From the Cradle. I think it's just called From the Cradle to the Grave, I think, or From the Cradle. I don't know what it's called. And I was gonna post that shit, man. I've been naming this shit From the Cradle to the Table. I've been posting it, but I mean, it should drop within the next month or two. I'm gonna try my hardest to drop it within the next month or two, straight up. If I drop it within the next month or two, I'm trying to roll it out. I'm trying to roll it out before I go to LA. You get what I'm saying? So I could have something to actually promote out there. You feel me? So I could be like, hey, I just dropped this shit, you know? And it's like all these shows I do, each one of them I learn something. You know, when I go out there, I'm like, man, I fuck around and went with my girl. And, man, the last show we did, and I was trying to sell, you know, I sold some merch, but my shit was all folded and fucking crusty. You know, not crusty, but my shit was like, they were looking for sizes and motherfucker, my girl digging through all kinds of shit. And then I looked at who the fuck did I look? Oh, David handed me a shirt from them damn Mexicans.
Yeah.
And his shit was packaged nice with a size large on it. I'm like, there you go. I'm like, that's how you do it. I'm like, I'm over here fucking digging through goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Plastic bags trying to hand my shit out. But it's like, and the networking, you know. So every show, so hopefully I drop it. And when we go out to LA, shit, we got it all in line to where, shit, we do our thing on the stage, you know what I'm saying? And when we get off the stage, we have something to be like, hey, check this shit out. You know what I'm saying? If you thought that was kind of dope, you know, even a little bit dope, check this shit out. You know what I'm saying? I got more in the tuck. That shit just waiting for you to listen to it. You feel me? And people feel that shit. I feel like people feel that shit, dog. People want to be a part of something. You know what I'm saying? Like when they see something, I don't want to say taking off, but when they see something different, they be like, hey, that shit dope. That shit live, you know? As opposed to like when you see a motherfucker on stage, like, man, I already heard that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already heard that, and I already heard, like, you can't sit, you know, like, I don't know. That's just how I feel, you know. I'm like, I don't fuck with a lot of this shit because I'm like, I don't know. I just don't.
Yeah. That's cool. Shoot, so I noticed you, this past year, you did a song with Bad Child, and you were on a project with Rojos Productions. By any chance, are you, is there any beats that they did for this project you got coming out?
No. I mean, I fuck with Bad Child, man. Shout out to Bad Child, that's my dog, bro. And Rojos too, but no, they didn't do any production on it. I got my production mostly from, I got a couple songs from, the very first songs I started recording were from this guy from Sweden. His name was Young Swedish Prodigy. And I fell in love with the shit. You know, I was like, man, that shit hard. That's the type of shit I want to hear. But I was like, I can't make my whole album with his.
Yeah.
And I took a little dive into like, really I would go to YouTube and I'd be like, well, let me see, you know, these different, you know. And I would I agree with Slim on that shit. I tell Slim, I'm like, man, look for something that has low fucking views. You know what I'm saying? Don't get a beat, because some of these beats are hard as fuck. But I'd be like, this motherfuckers got like 30,000 views. I'd be like, shit, that means 30,000 motherfuckers done came in here trying to rap to the same shit. And even though you might not run across the same person who rapped to it, I think it was one instance where I ran across the same beat that I rapped to, and I heard it, and I'm like, I gotta hear what the fuck this fool rapped on this beat. Like, that shit was trash. And I was like, I don't feel so bad now, but the same fact that he had the same ear that I did, you know, to try to reach for that beat. So I tell Slim, man, fuck that. You gotta find, there's producers out there that are hungry just like the rappers.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Just as hungry. They just haven't found the fucking, you know what I'm saying? They just haven't found that one motherfucker to take off on their beat to, like you said, get it under their belt and be like, motherfucker, such and such rap to my beat, and then it'll take them off. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I try to do. I find producers that kind of fit my style and then that have low views, and shit, I'll go in that bitch and buy that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'll buy the beat and be like, shit, I'm buying this bitch. You know, ain't nobody gonna rap on it. Ain't nobody probably even gonna see it. That shit 4 or 5 months. You know what I'm saying? That he done dropped it already and the shit ain't got no views. But that's the shit that I feel like, hey, they just like me. Like I said, my shit don't gotta have the views. My shit don't gotta have. But if it finds the right person, it's a right way. You know what I'm saying? It's meant to be for who it's meant to be for. And shit, that's how I feel about the rapping. That's how I treat their beats. I'm be like, shit. Sometimes, and on the cool, I haven't even sent it, because once I drop this album, I'm gonna fucking tag all of them, and I'm gonna fuck around and send it to them and be like, hey, look, check it out. This is how I got down on your shit, you know, and see what the fuck they think about it. Pretty much. See if they fuck with it, which they should, but.
Yeah, that's how you build your relationships with them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, man, so you got your project coming out. You're gonna be going over there to Lighter Fluid.
Lighter Fluid 6.
You'll be out there. Do you know any other artists that are going out there?
I don't, because I think they just announced it. Like, I think he just announced it.
Oh, they haven't put out like a lineup of.
They haven't put out the lineup. I think today they dropped the video about like where they're holding it at.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like the venue, and it's like a conference. It's like a 3-day conference.
Yeah.
So they're having like I think they're having like not classes. They're having like they're like, it's like a conference. So they're having certain shit apart from the artists, like meet and greets, and you know. So I don't really know who's gonna be out there.
But are you familiar with any local artists from out there that are I mean, they might not be at Lighter Fluid, but you know they're in the area.
In LA?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think LA, for all the stigmas there is about California and LA, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Just like the stigmas that are stuck down here to Texas, you know, be like, them Texas boys, they're gonna, you know,
Yeah.
and it's the same shit with LA. You be like, oh, well, they're cholos and this and that. There's a big hip hop scene out there, dog. There's a big hip hop scene. Like I fuck with. There's a hip hop scene in LA, San Diego. You know what I'm saying? Probably all the way up to the Bay. You know, so they're big cities like us. So even though the majority of what they're connected to, there's always gonna be pockets in these cities, especially big cities, where they'll be like, nah, fuck this. Like we were talking about earlier, if that real hip hop shit fuck around and reached out to their city, which it should, you know, like real rap does or real hip hop does, it's always gonna spawn like little, not little, but it's gonna spawn like little pockets of people will be like, man, I fuck, that's what I want to sound like. I don't want to sound with like the shit that's popping in my city, because this is what touched my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, or this is what fucks with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to fucking rap like that, or I want to put my own twist on it. And there's always gonna be pockets out there. So yeah, I mean, there's artists out there in California for sure. And even then, a lot of the people I fuck with, man, in my DMs, I shit you not, they're from California. They'll reach out and they'll be like, man, that's hard, bro, and this and that. And they'll be like, when you come down here, if you come down here to the Bay, if you come down, and I've done features for like people in the Bay, you know, and like other people have reached out to me from like, say, I think it's the IE, you know what I'm saying, out there in California, and they'd be like, hey, well, if you could do a feature, this and that, but then when we get to talking about business and we get, you know, be like, hey, well, I got to charge, homie, you know what I'm saying? They'd be like, you going to charge me? I'd be like, I still got to go to the studio. If it dies, it dies, but the intention was there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The intention from somebody from another state to actually reach out and be like, hey, I fuck with that, you know, once it gets talking to business and hey, money don't work out, it didn't lock up, hey, fuck it, didn't lock up, but the intention's there, so it lets you know that, hey, all right, they checking for it, or they would at least, if it worked out, they'll put you on the project type shit. So, I mean, there's artists out there I fuck with. They send me messages. I tell them, man, I fuck with what you're doing too, because I know you going against the grain like I'm going against the grain down here. So it's the same shit. So that's why when 86 Inca reached out, you know, he was like, y'all some good lyricists out of Houston, you know. He's like, y'all some of the top ones. And there's probably lyricists that are way better than me out here in the city. They just ain't really, he probably hasn't heard them or, you know, whatever. So he's like, well, you know, extend the invite to y'all, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'll go out there. If anything, more than anything, for the experience, I'll put that shit under my belt, and when I could come back, I could at least pop my shit and say, hey, you know what, fuck that. A motherfucker offered to pay me money to go show up. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter the dollar amount, but they actually offered something, you know, monetary wise, to fucking go to another state and fucking rock their stage. And then when I come home, I could be like, all right, to me, that's traction, way. To me, that's real traction. You feel me? That's traction you feel in your bones, way. That ain't the type of traction to be like, I got X amount of viewers. Man, fuck them viewers. You know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers ain't buying shit no way. You feel me? That ain't traction to me, dog. Traction is like, I see certain artists that I fuck with heavy, and man, they will have like 30,000 followers, 20,000, 25, which is still a lot, but they're real deal fucking followers, where they're loyal to them, you know what I'm saying? They buy their fucking merch. They go to their shows. They got these motherfuckers booking overseas where the real lick is at, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to real hip-hop, real rap shit, the lick is overseas, dog. The lick is in Europe, you know what I'm saying? So they want to jump on the wave that's coming out of the United States. If you were to ever get booked overseas, it'd be like, we got a show in, make it be a small town in fucking the Netherlands. Who gives a motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? You getting traction to go across the pond, dog, to go out there and fucking, feel me? To me, that's traction. Traction ain't by the numbers. Traction is how you feel it. If you feel the shit popping, like rolling, shit, nigga, that's all it takes. Because on the next one, you can say, man, I already been out of town to do a show that they paid me for. You know, way the fuck on another, you know, on the opposite side of the coast. Nigga, shit, let's go this way. You know what I'm saying? Let's try to go this way next time, you know? And you form your little relationships, and shit, that's how it starts. Because they trying to do the same thing. And it's the same shit. Like, I had an artist reach out to me from New Jersey, and to me, he fucking hard. You know what I'm saying? He hard than a bitch. I need to go in there and record his verse like him, because he hard than a bitch. And he fuck around, and I saw it, like, to him, I see him, like, when he posts, this motherfucker on there with Talib Kweli, like hard hitters, way. Like hard hitters. Chuck D, you know, like real motherfuckers, real hip-hop shit. And I'm like, damn, you know, for whatever reason, I'm like, shit, he trying to roll out his shit the way he's trying to roll out. But he reached out to me and was like, I got a song I think you might be good on. I'm like, yeah. And then he got footage of him rocking big-ass crowds, you know. And I'm like, damn, boy, you a real hip-hop motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And for him to even reach out, way down here in Texas, let you know, be like, okay, I caught somebody's eye. You know what I'm saying? On an opposite coast, on the East Coast, and that's traction to me. Like, hey, little, crumbs make bread. I tell people all the time, crumbs make bread. Way that's how it rolls. So you pick up the crumbs, so you can get your little slice of bread and be like, shit, this is my slice, but it's all mine.
Yeah.
And it's all fucking organic, pretty much.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. I'm glad I had a chance to meet you and hearing your what you got coming out right now, and I'm cheering for you big time, and I hope everything works out, and then hopefully you get to the other side of the world, and get to do what you do.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate it.
All you boys are killing it, but man, I guess that's probably all the time we got. I don't know if there's anything else you want to say. And, I know you already mentioned projects. You mentioned shows. You got the Cypher. I don't know if there's anything else under your belt that you can tell us before we get going.
Shit, I stay writing. You know what I'm saying? I stay working. Like, I feel, at the end of it, man, I feel like, man, say what you will, but, I feel like I got a chip on my shoulder, way. I got a big chip on my shoulder, you feel me? Because of certain shit I see, like, online, and I'm like, I tell people all the time, one of the main reasons I started rapping was because I used to say, I said, I can't be on the sideline talking shit if I don't jump in the game, you feel me? So when I hear shit, I'm like, man, that shit weak, that shit whack. Even my little homeboys, I'll be like, but he doing it. I said, he trying to do it. I said, motherfucker, me and you chirping from the bleachers. You know what I'm saying? I said, he in the game. He could be the sorriest motherfucker on the court, but he's still out there asking for the ball. I said, me and you in the fucking bleachers talking shit. So in that sense, now that I'm in the game a little bit, I feel like all I need is to get heard. That's it. That's it. All I need is to get heard. And some people might fuck with it, they might not. But I feel once they do, it's like I said, I feel like I bang with anybody. Anybody. You throw me out there with anybody, and I fucking try to eat their fucking lunch. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I'm going to try to eat their fucking lunch every time till they fucking take notice and be like, all right, this motherfucker real. Like he real deal. But it starts with shit like this, But, shit, we coming. I'm coming. You know what I'm saying?
The DFD Baby Lee, man.
And Dope for Dollars. Go to dopefordollars.com. If anybody runs across this fucking interview, dopefordollars.com. You get what I'm saying? You go, that shit's going to have everything I put out. It has the links to the Spotify, the Apple Music, the videos, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And take into account, because I treat my shit like, I don't give a fuck. I really do not give a fuck how many views, how many fucking I don't give a fuck about none of that, because it's like I said, you feel it in your bones, way, and I feel it in my bones. I'll be like, shit, that shit ain't fucking with what I got. It really ain't, way. And like I said, I hate to toot my own horn, but that shit, if you get in the room with some of these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, when you get it, you feel it for yourself, be like, nah, shit, this something different, way. And once everybody catches on to it, shit, it'd be all right. And that's it, pretty much.
Shit, man. Well, that's what's up, man. Well, like I said, I appreciate you having me, and man, that's a wrap.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me, homie.
Appreciate it.